Okay, I've got 1 minute after 10. So I think we're good to go get started. My name is Pam and I have Megan Schufeld in the room with me here, and she's going to be doing most of the talking during the presentation. Just so you guys know, our roles are, Megan, if you have questions about the content or the layout or the panel itself, you could direct those to Megan, and if you have more technical questions about the site or how to do something technical on the site, you could direct those to me. My name is Pam again. So I will give it over to Megan.
Great, thanks Pam. And thank you to both of you for your interest in the panel and for signing up with us today. If at any point you have any questions, please let me know. If you can't hear us, also let us know. Or if you have any issues seeing what we're presenting, let us know so that we can make some adjustments. Okay, so we're going to move on in the PowerPoint. So this is the online discussion panel that we're talking about. We'll take you through two main pieces, the login process, and then how to navigate through the panel itself once you get logged in. And again, we'll be taking some questions at the very end, but if you do have any that pop up as we move through, you're welcome to speak up and let us know. Okay, so yesterday, all panel participants received an email with login information, and in that link is the URL that takes you to the Extranet landing page. And on this slide, this is a look at what that Extranet landing page looks like. And if you are a new participant, your first step is to click on the Register Here link that is above the two fillable fields. So it's circled in red there. So once you click on Register Here, you'll be taken to the next step. And all we require from you is your first name, your last name, and your email. Now once you have submitted that information, you will receive an email back from the health unit, and this will be sent to the email that you provided when you filled out the panel questionnaire. So this email will be titled Account Request for NWHU Extranet. So it means that you have submitted a request to have your account approved and are waiting for an email back from us that will let you know your username, and your username will be that same email, and then some instructions for setting up your password. Once we approve your request for an account, you'll get this second email. So this screenshot is actually taken from my mobile device. That's why it looks different from the one previous. That was on a laptop on Gmail, and then this is Gmail on a mobile device. So you are welcome to try out the online citizens panel on your mobile device. Hello, do we have someone new joining us?
Hi there, it's Kim.
Hi Kim.
Hi Kim.
Are you able to see our screen, Kim?
I'm just logging in my computer. It's loading up.
Okay. So I'll carry on, Kim, and then
Okay.
if you have any questions after or any pieces are missing, you can contact either myself or Pam.
Okay, that's great.
Okay. So once your account is approved by the health unit, it will be approved by Pam, you'll receive this email back. And the options are to set or change your password, and you'll need to click on that link, and you'll be taken to this page. Once you enter in your new password and confirm that password, you should be ready to log into the Extranet. Now something to note from the second email that you receive is that it has an expiry date. From the time that you request an account with the health unit to the time you log in, you have 24 hours. So should you wait a little bit longer than 24 hours, you might see the following notice when you try to log into the Extranet. And this happens a fair bit. It's totally normal. If you just click to request a new password, you will get an email that is exactly the same as that second email, where you will have an opportunity to set a password or request a new password. Okay. Any questions about the login? I know we moved through that pretty quickly. Okay. And I'm sure some questions might come up as you're actually in it and doing it, and that's totally okay. So to get to the panel itself, there are two different sites. One will be provided in the second email. So the second email has one URL, or you can also continue to use the link that was provided in the email that I circulated yesterday. Either one will get you to a landing page where you can log in and access the extranet. Okay, so right now Pam is showing us what the landing page looks like for the online citizens panel. So the first thing you should do when you get to the panel is to set up your own user profile. So on Pam's site, we're going to take a look at her profile. So she's clicking and then following to My Settings. And now we're to the page where you can edit your profile. So by clicking on Edit Item, Pam now has the freedom to add some more personal information about herself. You're welcome to fill all of the fields, just a few of the fields. If you don't feel comfortable developing a personal profile or it's not a priority for you, that's okay. If you would like to have a picture, all we ask is that you send your photograph to either myself or Pam, and we'll provide our emails at the end of this presentation. And we will provide you with a URL to your picture, or an address for your picture that can be plugged into the picture field. So Pam is just going to highlight the start of that field. So right there, that's the picture field. So if you'd like to have a picture that accompanies your profile, you're more than welcome to email us one and we'll get you set up with that. Again, not a mandatory item. Okay. So now we're going to jump back to the main page. So along the top toolbar, there are several different buttons that can help you navigate. So you'll see Pam has just clicked on Technical Support. So that is for sending in any questions or feedback that you may have. You can also email either myself or Pam directly. The next item is About the Panel. So that's just a little bit more information about why we're all meeting, what we're discussing. Incentives that you will receive as a participant, and then just my contact information, a panel discussion, which we'll dive into a little bit more as we navigate further, terms of use, and then the extranet home. So this is actually the landing page, one of the landing page options that you could get to. Okay, so back on our home landing site, we're going to look at the left-hand toolbar. So the left-hand toolbar is really the best way for navigating and getting around within the panel. If you are a new participant, the first module you'll need to look at is called About Public Health. So this is the landing page for About Public Health. There's a set of videos that you can look at. Pam's just going to scroll down. So this module doesn't take very long, but it offers a background and some more information on what public health is, and to give all participants a similar baseline knowledge of public health before we dive into the specific modules and any of the discussion. So we welcome you to take a look at About Public Health if you are a new participant, or even if you're a returning participant and would like a refresher. So returning back to the main landing page, we can see module number 2, but that is actually an archived module. So starting today, we have our second panel running. Earlier this year, a panel ran that was on healthy food choices in public places. You're welcome to visit that module take a look at what our last panel was all about, but it won't be any active discussion there. Module 3 is the focus for this round of the panel. So this is the landing page for active communities. There's a list of items that we need all participants to take a look at, to read about, to view, so that you can contribute to the online discussion and complete the poll at the end of the panel. So we recommend that you just move through all of these items, step 1 through 8. There's a series of attachments that will need to be opened. If you have any issues opening any of the attachments, feel free to contact myself or Pam. Anything else to add there, Pam? I think, no. Okay. Okay.
Do you mind talking about that? No. So when you come to the landing page, you'll notice on the right side of your page you'll have a to-do list. And later today I'll be creating tasks for each of you. There's a series of 6 tasks, and they're just short little reminders of which steps to do, and they'll be in order. And once you've completed a task, so you can see that I've got a sample one up here, you simply can check it off, and then it shows as finished. So it's just another way for you to track moving through the panel and the discussions and completing the poll at the end. So one of the tasks will be to participate in the panel discussions. So how you get there is Megan briefly touched on that. You can get to it at the top here, and also through your module 3 it's also linked to the panel discussions down here. So you'll notice we've tried to give you 2 ways at least to get to any spot within the site, just to make it easier for people to navigate. So we can go to the panel discussion through here or through the top link. And when you get here, you'll notice there's a series of 7 questions to go through. And if you want to participate in any of the discussions, you simply click on and create a reply, and you type in your reply, and then once a few people have replied, it will come up as a thread, kind of like if you're in an online discussion forum. It's basically the same format as that. Does anybody have any questions about that particular piece?
And throughout the course of the panel, we have several moderators, so health unit staff or external partners who are working with the health unit, who will pop into the online discussion and maybe post some further questions or provide some additional ideas or information. Okay. So Pam is going to now show us the final poll. So the final poll is getting your feedback on the importance of a variety of different active community items or policies within our communities. So to respond to the survey, you click Respond to this survey, and it takes you to a series of questions or statements where we're asking you to gauge whether you feel it is an important, not important topic, or whether you have no opinion on this particular issue. So we definitely ask that you take a look at the module, you involve yourself in the discussion, bounce some feedback off of other participants before taking the final step to complete the active communities poll. And the feedback that we get from this poll will help us to work with our various communities and municipalities and know where the energy and where the priorities lie within our community.
Question?
Yes? Go ahead.
Looking at that poll, is that a common poll that would be done through all the health units across Ontario? or is it strictly looking at Northwestern Ontario?
So this is looking strictly at Northwestern Ontario, and it was developed in partnership with Kim Bergeron, who's actually on the line right now, who's been a consultant with the Health Unit, offering a lot of really great feedback on healthy community policy. So it was developed in partnership with Kim and in-house by the Chronic Disease Prevention Team.
Was any discussion, Kim, take place with land architects or engineering groups?
This is Kim speaking. Who am I speaking to? What's your first name?
Jim Cumming?
Oh, hi, Jim. Yes, here's the history behind the question. I did my PhD in 2012, and it looked at ways planners and public health professionals can better work together, and I was part of the Ontario Professional Planning Institute. And so my research for 5 years was around identifying how different professions, particularly planners, can better work together. And since graduating, my work has expanded into traffic engineer, public works, recreational folks. And so these questions actually have been slightly modified, but I've used them across Ontario to better understand the attitudes, beliefs, and the policy directions of citizens, stakeholders, municipal elected officials, and municipal staff, including it could be planners, public works. Part of my committee, the work I did with the Professional Planning Institute, there were also landscape architect folks on that. And so my research and work has really been around engaging multidisciplines and from different sectors to come together to help design healthy, active communities.
Okay,
So,
I was just curious how the question.
Yeah. So it's been this my study again. I started in 2007, but I've been actively working on looking at citizens' perceptions and ideas related to designing active communities for about communities for about the last 5 years. And I've been working with the health unit for over 10 years. And so I have a bit of an, understanding. I've visited up in the Kenora region of some of the challenges and unique opportunities that are offered in Northern Ontario.
Great. Thank you so much, Kim. And thanks for your question, Jim. One more item I would like to show you is in Module 3, step number 6, there's an additional questionnaire that we are asking participants to respond to so that we can gather a little bit more information about the demographics of the individuals who are in our panel, and then also find out a little bit more about the panel experience, whether it went smoothly for individuals, whether they had any issues logging in, how can we improve it for the next round. So that actually opens up as a separate fluid survey with all the responses being anonymous. So just a reminder that there's 2 surveys to fill out. If you were, ideally we would love to have you fill out both of them. If you wanted to prioritize one of them, it would be the wrap-up poll, where we're asking about your feelings specific to active communities. Okay. Well, that wraps up really everything that we had planned on showing you. It should give you enough information to get started and play around in the module a little bit until you feel more comfortable. Are there any questions right now before we sign off?
Yes.
Is this Ben?
Hi. Yeah, this is Ben. Hi.
Hi, Ben.
Okay, so just a little bit of an understanding with regard to budgeting my time for this and everything.
Yep.
So when is the first one due? I saw, maybe it was just a sample date, I saw September 30th. And how And how often are you doing some of the things, let's say, and when do we expect to finish this one? And how much time do you expect that we would spend on each sort of portion in there? I don't know what you call them, sub-modules or whatever.
The introductory module on About Public Health would probably take 10 to 15 minutes. The third module on Active Communities, about 30 minutes to an hour, depending on how much time you spend diving into the particular documents that are there. And then filling out the poll itself, probably allowing yourself 20 minutes. Discussion, the amount of involvement really depends on the individual. If you wanted to, visit the online, the panel discussion and plug in your responses and then not visit back again, then you could probably do that in about 20 minutes. But we do encourage you to then pop back in and see whether anyone has replied to any of your comments you have made and counter or provide more information. As far as timing within the month, you can complete the panel at any point. We would appreciate if everyone was logged in at least once before the end of September to really take a peek at what is there, play around with the site, start to engage with one another so that the last 2 weeks aren't rushed. You've had some time to think about responses. Does that help at all?
For sure, definitely. And what? So I would definitely want to participate, or at least try to participate. Like look at the feedback and things like that in the discussion panel. So would you recommend going in once a week, or? And I'm trying to remember what you said with regard to when this all finishes up. Was it the end of October? Was it?
It's October 15th, so it's open for a full month.
Oh.
But I definitely, sorry?
So technically, if we wanted to have some like a good level of interaction on the discussion panel, you would say every 5 to 7 days check into it and see what if there's anything new. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, once a week, Ben, should suffice.
Okay.
Yeah. Definitely.
Okay. So I know what I'm doing on the weekends. There you go.
Okay, perfect. And we don't want it to be cumbersome if you're finding particular topics within the discussion panel to be more personally engaging, then you're welcome to really touch on those instead of all of the separate discussions. So there's some ways that you can cut down on time. Like I'm sure you could be in there every night and engaging, but there are some ways that you can definitely cut down the time on your side.
Okay. And Megan, I sent you a draft note of some notes that I put together, and I don't know if you had a chance to look at it, but maybe
just
we
briefly
can converse later on about where that might fit within the project.
Okay. Sounds good. And I only had an opportunity to briefly look at it, Ben, but thank you for forwarding that to me.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, we can talk later about that then.
Sounds good. Okay. Any other questions or comments? Okay. Pam and I have provided our emails on the PowerPoint here. It's also been circulated in all of our emails about the panel, so you'd be able to track down our contact information there as well. Thank you again.
And I know somebody else who might be interested in participating in this. I'm talking to her about that. I showed her a bit of it and everything. So
that's great.
I'll maybe have her contact you, Megan.
Yep, absolutely. There's still time to finish the questionnaire and get logged into the system.
Perfect. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for signing on. Thank you to Pam for all the technical support. And we look forward to chatting with you in the discussion. Okay, thank you.